Hey, actor friends, it's Michael Kostroff. Hope you're having a good time out there in your careers. Um, there's a lot of advice from a lot of different sources available to actors. And sometimes it can be hard to vet that advice and figure out what to listen to and what not to listen to. So, me, you should listen to me. No, I'm not just me. I've been visiting these Facebook groups, various actor groups, where actors sometimes come on and ask advice. And it's interesting because some of the responses to posts are written by people who I'm about 1,000% sure don't have a lot of professional experience. Um, and I don't know why it is that people who don't have a lot of experience are interested in advising people and telling them what to do. But it can be very tricky. Um, so you got to sort of vet the source, unfortunately, and take things with a grain of salt because sometimes, listen, I don't want to shock you, but actors like to hear themselves talk. I mean, look, what am I doing right now? I'm talking. Uh, we like to hear ourselves talk. So sometimes people just spout off advice with no basis, unfortunately. Um, and I got into it with. I wish I could remember what this guy said. I got into it a little bit with a guy who was, you know, uh, insisting that he was very very experienced, and I looked him up, and he was very very experienced with about 3 community theater credits. So I'm not putting anybody down. Yeah, I am. I probably am. All I'm saying is these folks are not in a position to give advice, and you have to be careful who you listen to. Now, I want to talk briefly about advice that you might get from casting directors. And these are people with lots of experience sometimes and really know what goes on in the profession and in the audition room. But unless they have been performers and auditioners, they only know it from their perspective, which is a results perspective. So sometimes the advice is, believe in yourself, be yourself, don't be nervous. And this is not always practical advice either. Now, I know a great handful of casting directors who've been actors. They really know what they're talking about because they've been on both sides of the equation. Um, but basically, you don't be an advice sponge. Don't soak up anything that comes your way, even if you're brand new. Um, Look for things that established actors have said and established casting directors uh, and other people that are solidly in the business that you want to enter or that you have entered, um, and people who speak from experience. And I don't say that to promote myself because I just I do this because I like helping. It's not that. It's just that I get really concerned. I get actually a little bit anxious that people are going to be misled uh, um, by amateur advisors. So, um, yeah, big grain of salt. Uh, Big grain of salt. And I always say, stuff that comes from me, that's not gospel either. I'm telling you stuff that I've observed and that's worked for me, and that I've heard from other actors, but it may not be for you. So, um, it all boils down to something that I really advocate for, which is for actors to be the experts on their own careers, to sit solidly in the driver's seat, and yeah, that's it. That's all I got. Uh, so subscribe to these videos if you'd like, and you'll get them every week. And up here, you can subscribe to be informed of my classes when I'm able to do them in your area. And that's all. I'd love to hear from you. Love your feedback. And I say that every week, I know. And I'll have another message for you next week. Between now and then, just don't listen to any crazy advice, okay? All right. I'll see you next week. Bye.